Hello, this is question 3 from the 2023 MAT. Note that the arguments of all trigonometric functions in this question are given in terms of degrees. You are not expecting to differentiate such a function. And notate, it's just telling us notation on cos to a certain power. Part 1, without differentiating, write down the maximum value of cos 2x plus 30. Really? Okay, 1. Maximum value of cos is 1, regardless of what angle you're putting into it. Then part 2, 4 marks. Again, without differentiating, find the maximum value of cos 2x plus 30 times 1 minus cos 2x plus 30. Well, that's going to be a quarter. They're not expecting much here. I mean, I suppose I'll give a little explanation on that in case you're not quite seeing it. 2 ways of thinking about this, I would say. So, okay, we're shifting our cos graphs around a little bit, but essentially we're looking in the same 90-degree block of cos, for argument's sake. So say we were starting at, let's say we had x was beginning at minus 15. So we're starting at what would be 0 and cos being 1. So if cos is giving us 1 out of here when we've got x is minus 15, then that bit of it is going to be dropping off like cos. We got 1 minus cos, which means it will be doing that. So through symmetry, the maximum is going to occur in the middle when x is a half. So we're going to get a half times 1 minus a half is a quarter. Another way of putting it, I suppose, is we've got a quadratic in cos. So the maximum is going to lie halfway between the roots, and our roots are 0 and 1. So the maximum is going to be at a half, and then we got a half times a half is a quarter. So 2 different ways of putting it, but both of them are symmetry arguments to do with quadratics. So that's part 2. Part 3, hence write down the maximum value of that. That's the same equation raised to the power of 5. And so they're going to give us 4 marks for that. To just say, well, that's going to be a quarter to the power of 5. So that is 2 to the 10, so 1 over 1024. Okay, another ridiculous. Right, that's 9 marks for having done nothing. I assume they're saving things up here for part 4. So 6 marks, this is the biggie. Find the maximum value of that. Right, okay, at least they've changed some things around. We've got different angles going in here. We've got a 3x minus 60. We've got 150 minus 3x. We've got a power of 4 and we've got a power of 8. Okay, so they're giving us a bit more meat. Then, they're potentially killing it by putting a squared in there. So the best we can hope for on this, let's see if we got a cheap out. I'm hoping they haven't given us a cheap out, but there's a possibility they have. So the best we could hope for here, because this cos squared is going to be positive, at best that's 0. So we'd get 1 to the 4 there. And the best we could hope for here is getting a minus 1 from the cos to make that 4 to the 8. Question is, can we make that happen with consistent angles? So if we wanted this cos bit, cos 150 degrees minus 3x, we'd want that to be equal to minus 1. So that means that that is equal to 180, which means that x is equal to minus 10 degrees. So if we put minus 10 into the cos squared bit, then we got cos squared of minus 90 degrees, which is indeed 0. So they have given us the easy out of this, of just saying the maximum value is 48, 2 to the 16, whatever 2 to the 16 is. I mean, that's 2 to the 10. Don't really fancy then going through doing some more multiplying, so I'll leave it as 2 to the 16. But yeah, they gave us a cop out for 6 marks on that. Right, that I would say, I mean, I've been through, well, nearly every question I've done a video on from maths from, when did I start, 2006, or was it 2007 paper? That is by far the worst question I've come across in a math paper. It's just terrible. There's nothing in it. You don't need that much in the way of insight, and there's far too little to actually work out in order to gain 15 marks. So that is by a distance the worst question. So yeah, They should have added a lot more into it, I would say, than that, or at least make us work for this last part rather than just trying out a value and seeing that it works. So yeah, very disappointing, that one. But yeah, it's a quick one at least, I suppose. That's something. But this must be the shortest video. It's probably half the length of any of the other map videos I've done.